We're going to have a look at the connections to the processor here. Now this, we'll just carefully lift. Okay, so there doesn't appear to be anything necessary. Oh, I see what they mean about this gasket here. So I think what I'll do, I'll just stop the camera for the moment. Okay, back again. I have a scalpel blade to just carefully lift this. I don't want to touch the but I want to just try and make sure. Now this seems to be it's a bit tight here, so make sure that there's no adhesive holding anything down here, because this has got to go back. Okay. Oh, I can see it's fragile, but I just don't want to force anything here. Now that's starting to lift nicely. Just try and try not to damage this. I can't carefully, evenly lift. Just carefully, evenly lift this. Looks like it's caught on the threads. Yeah, there we go. Just have to I might just get a ruler so that I've got something more to bear on that. If this just, there we go, just lifting that like that, and just lifting this like so. Don't want to force it at all, I just want to get it off of here, and it's just the threads seeming to stop it from moving. Okay, now get that under there and lift and lift. Okay, so for those of you that want to have a look, there's the actual elastomer connection with little gold wires. Very interesting piece of connection technology there. I don't really know whether I even want to touch that, but what we shall do is find a flat surface to lay this on. Now, from what I can see here, the connections look fairly clean. There doesn't seem to be any corrosion or anything, which is to be expected, but I just didn't know what the situation was. And I think just what we're going to do is take a little bit, just a modicum of isopropyl alcohol, and just work it over these. Make sure that they're clean. And there is the merest hint of some dirt, but nothing that I would call bad that would make for a faulty connection. So what we'll do is just run over these. And I think I'll give it a light drying with a heat gun on a low setting, and just give it clean things up a bit. Okay. Now, I really can't see if there's any issue there. I really don't even want to touch these if I can avoid it. So I think what we'll do as a first step, we'll reassemble this without doing anything to the actual connections. This one, I don't want to bend this. Yes, it's proving to be it. There we go. Okay, that's all the way down there. That's all the way down there. That's all the way down there. Okay, now that's back on. So we'll just put that over here out of the way for the moment, and we'll have a close look at the processor. And I think I'll just take a new Q-tip, and we may just give that a light bit of cleaning as well. I just don't know. I don't think this is going to do very much. Hopefully I won't damage anything. So there is a mark from the connection system on here. It's only a very light mark, but I'm wondering if that, I wouldn't have thought that it'd be a problem, but you know, you never know. You can see it. I don't know if you can actually see that on there. Just try and get that. I mean, it's probably not focusing because I can't actually see it very easily. I'll just see if I can. But there is a line along there on those pads, and maybe the eraser idea is not a bad one, because these do look to be dull. Where the connections were, they are a bit bright, but I'll just go over this once more. A bit more aggressively. Alright. I just might give that a little bit of heat, not much. Just a bit of warmth. Okay. So we're going to put this back together. I'm going to fire things up and see whether they work. I think we'll try that and see how it goes. Okay, everything's back together and just ready to do a test. Oh no, we have nothing on the display. The next part of this video I shot, but I hadn't realised that the memory card in the camera was full, so it's unfortunately not captured. However, what I did was to take the processor off again, and I mentioned earlier about the eraser technique. This is to use a pencil eraser on the processor connections, and you can actually find that there is some dullness of the connector is just due to surface contamination, and with a pencil eraser you can remove that contamination and get down to the bright gold surface underneath. And it really does make a big difference to the overall look of the connectors with the pencil eraser. But you do have to be careful, make sure that all of the pieces of the eraser that come away are removed. You need to gently blow those pieces out progressively as you're cleaning the connectors. So that was okay, that was done, ready to go. Then I really didn't need to take the elastomer connection strips out, the actual carrier for the strips again, and I did, and then I replaced it again, and as I was replacing it, one of the threads of bolts caught on the paper carrier section and slightly deformed the piece at the left hand end of screen when you saw the actual carrier earlier, and the connector strip broke away from the carrier section. Fortunately wasn't damaged, but I had to think about how I was going to reattach that, and I tried a couple of things. One was some double-sided tape, which was very difficult to manipulate to try and get the the strip to connect with. But then I decided to use some Kapton tape, and coming from the top there is a little tab that comes out of the strip that normally has some adhesive that joins that to the plastic part of the carrier. And what I did was cut a piece of Kapton tape about 7mm wide to go along the length of that strip, and placed it on the strip carefully, then removing it from where I'd laid it down so that it didn't deform the strip too much as I lifted it away, ready to place it on the carrier. And I had the carrier on the printed circuit board so that I was able to do a rough alignment. So that was laid down, and the distance away from the edge of the PCB pads was made to be similar to that of all of the other strips. The round end of a scalpel handle, just ran that along the edge to push down the Kapton tape onto the carrier below. So that formed a sandwich between the Kapton tape and the strip tab and carrier. With that back in place, a reassembled unit, and you'll see the result. Okay, well, hopefully it will work this time after cleaning the contacts. So here we go. Oh, very good. So it's pulled my little test program off the tape and started automatically. Oh, that was a bit of a relief. Alright, so we're back working again.